You've directed the movie in step 1. You've written the movie. It's fantastic. And now you want to see it playing. Not to critique it, not to find what's wrong with it and fix it, but to enjoy, to savor it. This is a question that comes up quite often. Abraham, what do you want from us? Do you want us to be deliberate creators or do you want us to be allowers? And we say, we want you to allow what you've already created, and that's what deliberate creation is. We want you to allow what you've already created. But the reason that this new conversation, and it is new, is so helpful is because for a long time, we love you so much. You've been trending. When Esther first met us, she was so excited because she said, now Abraham can keep me from falling in the potholes. They'll save me from the stuff that, and it took a while for her to realize that we're not her guardians. We're not guardian angels. That's something that humans have fashioned in their insecurity. We are cheerleaders. We're focused upon, with great clarity and precision, what she wants so that there's a steady beam so she can feel when she's on it or off of it. And that's different. What humans want is somebody to figure it out and solve their problems. That's what you say until somebody thinks they've figured it out and tries to solve their problems. And then you say, you're not the boss of me. No. Because you really want to guide yourself, you see. But when you're on the lower half of the emotional scale, you want people to save you. When you're on the upper half of the emotional scale, you want people to get out of your way so you can do your thing. Yeah. So the question that comes from people is, Abraham, so am I supposed to set goals and do scripting and really think about what I want, as in writing the script and so forth? Or am I supposed to chill and relax and allow and have fun? And we say, you already did the first part, and Source Energy already did the second part. Now focus mostly on that third part. And the thing is, you never get it done. So it goes like this. Here you stand. There's stuff you don't really like so much and stuff you do like better. And this contrast helps you to define, sometimes deliberately and sometimes not deliberately, what you prefer. Boom, there it is. A vibrational point of attraction. Your inner being's focused on it right away. Law of attraction begins to respond right away because of the focus of your inner being on that subject of your desire. And the cooperative components become more and more and more and more. But you may not, in fact usually aren't, a vibrational match to all this extra money because you don't have enough. Or to the new lover because you've still got the old lover. Or to a lover because you've got no lover. Or to something in your body that you don't want instead of improvement that you do want. Because what is, we understand, is more compelling because you can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it, and others are seeing it and talking about it and reflecting it back to you, and people are trying to help you and trying to point out the thing. And so you've got all this stuff about what is the reality that you're currently living that is more active than you want it to be, but it's easy to understand why, isn't it? But now you start getting a handle on what deliberate creating is about, and now you care more about tending to your own point of attraction. So you think about what you want and why you want it. And you come into more alignment with what you want, and you close that gap deliberately. You do it on purpose. You feel your way into something that feels better, subject by subject. You trend on subjects that feel better to you, and you close that gap. And now you're a vibrational match to what you want. And now it manifests in your experience in very real ways. Path of least resistance leads you to someone. An inheritance happens. You win the lottery. In other words, there are all kinds of ways that it comes, but you close the gap and then the manifestation comes. But something else came. A whole new set of contrasting experiences. Because now you've got that extra $1 million and lots of questions about what to do with it. And lots of people who think you should give some of it to them. And now, even though you got what you thought you really, really wanted, you're launching all kinds of new rockets of desire. And those new rockets of desire, because you're expanding, are now being received by your vortex, and your inner being is focused upon them. And now there's another gap between you and you. And at first you're a little defensive about it. It's my ticket. I want it. I get to keep the money. Get your own ticket. Get your own money. We're just sort of channeling all of you, but as you are no longer pushing against, instead tending to your own point of attraction, you feel your way into alignment, and then you close that gap again. And now, not only are you the recipient of what you first attracted, but you're now a recipient of the new clarity that has come because you've done it again and again and again and again and again, until after a while something really wonderful happens to you. We wish this for every one of you because it is the most delicious part of being physical. When you accept your eternal incompleteness and are savoring your becoming, now you've got it. And that's really what tending to your gap is. That's how you stay in balance. That's what finding that balance is. That's why you came into this body, so that the variety, the contrast, the diversity that you are exposed to can help you to choose, to come to your own ideas and preferences and decisions and desires, because you are the creator of you and what you are about. You are the creator of the joyous expansion and continuation of you. And so it's really nice to be in an environment like planet Earth, where there is so much to be aware of and so much reason to come to your own decisions about what you prefer. All of you didn't come into this body when you made the decision to come. The larger part, eternal part, non-physical soul source, inner being part of you remains non-physically focused, but is aware of you in every moment that you are focused here in this body. And so a lot of what we talk about, because it's important to you understanding who you are, how you fit in to whatever's going on, and most important, how you feel in any moment in time. It's important that you understand that you have these two always present perspectives that play off of one another. In fact, that's what equals your emotional guidance system. The way you feel in any moment of time is about the blending, or not so much, the calibration or off-tuneness, the alignment or misalignment, the allowing or resistance to being fully who you are. And when you first got here, you were really good at that, because that part of you was so dominant because you hadn't formed so many pushing against opinions. And it's all right for you to form pushing against opinions, as long as you understand that as long as you are pushing against something unwanted, you will not be resonant with your inner being, who is always advocating for what you do want. This is an attraction-based universe that we are all focused in, which means there's no exclusion, there's no pushing anything away. And when you try, you don't push it away, you become a vibrational match to it, which means you push yourself away from the whole of who you are. And that's what negative emotion is. It's you denying the fullness of you. And it's all right, you got to do that. You got to do some of it. You've got to do plenty of that to get your bearings, because how are you going to know what alignment feels like if there's not misalignments? How are you going to know when you are focused upon what you don't want if you don't ever know what it feels like to focus upon what you do want, and other way around? The contrast, just like in the lens of your camera, is necessary for the focusing of anything. Clarity is when life has caused you to ask for something, that then you're focused in a way that you're letting yourself move toward it. That's what clarity is. Confusion is the opposite. Confusion is life helps you to ask for something, but you're so busy noticing what you've currently got, which isn't what you're asking for, that you're actually moving in the opposite direction of wanted, and that's what confusion is. And so we'll talk more about your emotions as we're moving forward, but we just wanted to remind you who you are and why you're here. We want to remind you that it's supposed to be feeling good to you most of the time, not just at peak moments, not just some of the time when you're distracted from something that's been bothering you, but most of the time. It was your powerful intention to come and to explore and to enjoy and to love what you see and to choose from what you see what you really prefer, because you understood then, and many of you do now, and we really, really, really want to talk about that here today. You have a continual emitting of a vibrational signal that the law of attraction is responding to. The law of attraction that is the sorter outer of the universe. The law of attraction which is responding to the frequency of your output, which you can tell if you're aware of emotions, whether the frequency that is being responded to by the law of attraction is going to yield to you something wanted or unwanted. The better you feel, the more when it manifests, which sometimes takes a little while for the thoughts to turn to things. But once you get that output going and you're trending on it for a little while, it's not difficult at all, especially once you understand how this all works, to connect the dots between how you've been feeling and now what is manifesting in your experience. So I want to remind you, we want to bring it to the forefront of your mind. If you've been listening to us for a while, then you've heard this in lots of different ways because we never stopped explaining it to you. But today, we want to explain it to you in this very simple to understand way. You're emanating a vibration, which means you have a point of attraction. And you really do want to tend to your own point of attraction. You want to tend to it. You want to be aware of what it is, and if it's a pushing against her rather than a calibrating to her, if it's calibrating to who you are and what you've asked for, you want to know it. And if it's not, you want to know that too. You want to tend to your point of attraction because you're the only one who can. You want to tend to your point of attraction. And another thing that you really want to do, you don't know it yet, but it's going to be our never-ending, never-dying wish. We really want you to understand that you got to tend to your own point of attraction, and you want to stop giving anybody else the credit or the blame for what's coming into your experience. You want to be the tender of your own point of attraction. And so, since we've been saying that with more enthusiasm, more fervor, more consistency, Esther's been really benefiting by this new way of looking at it, because something will happen. It might come through the mail, it might come through the television, it might come through the email, it might come through conversation with someone, and she'll trip over it because it's an unwanted thing. And recently she's been catching herself so much sooner by saying, hold it. I'm letting that be the reason for my point of attraction. So matches to this are beginning to make their way to me right now. What am I a match to? What am I a match to? More important, what do I want to be a match to? What do I want to be a match to? And whether you're talking about the universe at large or your physical world at large, or whether you're talking about a person who is up close and personal to you, or even somebody you don't know that well, anything that is your object of attention has things that you want to be a match to and things that you don't want to be a match to, but you can't rely on them to honor your wishes because they all get to choose what they focus on. We know you heard that. You're getting that, yeah?